Hi, I'm Allie, and today I'm going to show you how to make this Tiger Wire Infinite Bracelet. Now, this infinity bracelet has kind of the infinity sign, and you can do it the exact same thing and get a number of different ways and different looks, so make sure. I'll show you how to do 2 different looks and talk about a clasp at the end as well too, because we're making our own. If you need any Athena cast wire, gemstones, or beads, go ahead and look below the video. In the description of the video, hit that little show more button, and that'll get you links back to our site that you can grab your own materials. Gather up your supplies and let's get started. So we are going to be creating this project out of some Athena cast wire. We're using 24 gauge bronze and we're using a thicker 20 gauge gold. I have about 20 inches of the gold and to start 12 inches of the bronze. The amount that you need will vary greatly depending on how you want to do your wire project and the look you're going for. I'm making these as stackable bangles, so I'll show you how I did this one, and then we're going to do the other one a little bit differently because you learn the same thing both ways. I have 6mm beads here in the Tiger Eye and some 4mm corrugated round beads. You also want a round nose plier, a wire cutter, and a needle nose plier to start. To begin, we are going to go to the end of our gold wire, and we're going to practice on making these little butterfly infinite figure eights. The first thing we're going to do, though, is make a loop for our clasp to attach to on our bracelet. To do so, we're going to go into the round nose pliers, holding the end of that 20 inches of wire where you can see it, but I can't really feel it. And we are going to roll it around. You can see I'm opening my hand a little bit to readjust. I'm rolling it around so it is doubled, so that you have 2 complete coils. I'm going to bend that back ever so slightly into a 45-degree angle so it's coming nice and out the end and it looks like a nice eye pin. To begin, we are going to put on our first tiger eye bead and let that lay down next to that coiled round. We're going to start now with our figure eights, or those infinity signs. Holding right after the bead, I'm going to decide where on my round nose pliers I want the wire to go. On the round nose pliers, where I hold it is going to determine the size loop that I create. Whatever I start out with, I want to be consistent. So I'm holding right after the bead. I'm going to take the wire around the round nose pliers there to make a loop. So you can see that one loop made. It's off to the side. I'm going to bring the camera in a tiny bit closer so you can see, but I still want you to be able to see the hands. Readjusting the pliers then, I'm just going to take it up so that way it's a coil and a half. See it kind of there on the side. Putting your round nose pliers back in, you're going to do the same thing going the opposite direction. So when you're looking at it as a bird's eye view, you're going to get to a point where you kind of have to stop, take it out of your pliers, re-put your pliers back in to where the wire stops. Take that wire towards the top. Once it becomes even, I like to put it back in there just to stabilize it. And your wire then for your next bead should be coming out right after. And you have that little figure eight there. That infinite sign is going to get followed by another bead. Now in the sample piece, I did a collection of beads in the 24 gauge wire, and we're going to do this one a little bit different with our loops and our figure eights there, the infinite sign a little bit closer together. Right after this infinite sign, I am going to put one of my gold beads. Prior to my gold beads, I'm going to go in with my 24 gauge wire here, and we're going to coil the thinner wire around the thicker wire, leaving myself a little bit of a tail there to hold on to. I'm going to take this thinner wire, again, I cut about 12 inches, and I'm going to coil 1, 2, 3 times with a long piece of wire, getting it as tight around the 20 gauge as I can, and nice and in a line. I'm going to go back and uncoil that first one to put it closer to those already done, and I'm going to coil that as well. I want about 6 coils, and then anything else you can take your cutter and just cut off flat side down towards the project, that extra little tail. I'm going to push that up towards that figure eight, having that stay on at the end of the 20 gauge wire. Go ahead and put one of your little gold 4mm corrugated round beads. Drop that down next to that coil. And we're going to coil over top of the corrugated round and then wrap around to match the opposite side. So about 6 coils here. And then after it matches in length, we're going to go in and cut off the extra wire, and we're going to repeat. So we're going to go in here and we're going to do our figure 8 on this side. Holding right next to the coil there, I'm going to bend the wire over to the right, around the round nose, repositioning, going all the way up, making sure that it's about the same size as the last figure 8 there. Once it's up, coming out straight from the bracelet, I'm going to go the opposite way. Once it gets to be lateral to the other one, take my round nose pliers out and move from one jaw to the other, so that way I can continue my loop. Put them both in there, making sure they match, and then pull that wire straight out from the middle. And that is my figure 8 right there. From here, I'm going to put on another tiger eye bead, letting that drop down next to the figure 8. We're going to repeat the figure 8. So you'll notice this one here, I have more space between my figure 8s. In this one, we're going to have more figure 8s. Holding right after the bead, in between the round nose pliers, the wire goes down and to the right till it touches the bead. Rotate your round nose pliers so you can bring the wire up flat so it is 90 degrees, or it is perpendicular there. Go the opposite way down towards the bead to make the second loop, taking it out of the pliers and making sure that it matches. Coming up, once it gets up there, put them both in so we can match them in size, and pull your wire through the center, and there you go. Now we're going to do the same thing with our coiled round in between. And there are so many different ways that you can do this bracelet. That's why I said it really depends on how much wire you use in between, how many beads you use. That's going to determine the amount of the 20 gauge original strand that you need. After I have my first couple coils there, I'll recoil the end. If you don't mind losing a little bit and also not going in and piercing your fingers, I just cut off that extra little, shift it down towards that loop there. You want to make sure that it doesn't go into the loop though. Put your corrugated round on the end of the 20 gauge. Let that fall down right next to that coiled section. Take the wire over top of the round bead, coil the opposite side to match the first side. And if you need more wire, you just cut more wire off the spool. What is a little bit trickier is if you run out of wire for your base cord. So that's why it's always nice to cut more than enough. And then keep the scrap if it's longer than 2 inches. You never know when you might need it for another project. After your coil matches, once again, hold it next to the project. Down goes your round nose pliers to make your loop. Make it so that it's off to the top of that one. Back in, make your loop going back towards the project. Switch from the top jaw there to the bottom jaw. Put them both in and on to the next one, entering in your next bead. So this is a repeated pattern that we're going to keep doing. You can see here's more space between them. You can do less space, and we're going to wear these as stackable bracelets. So I'm going to keep going with my design and getting this infinite sign between the beads. Once you're done with the design, it is time to make your clasp. Your clasp can look like anything you want it to. This one here, I did a fleur-de-lis and attached the corrugated round to it and then did the loop here connecting. I'm going to do an S hook for this one just to change it up. If you want another video on this, we do have one that is just on making your own wire clasp, so you can check that out. I'm going to take a new piece of wire here and cut about 4 inches of wire, more than I need. Using a tiger eye bead, I'm going to stick that in the middle. And I'm going to stick the corrugated rounds on the right and on the left. Now, these are going to appear in the middle, but first what I'm going to do is take some of my 24 gauge wire, cut off a new little piece of this. These might fall off the end here. I'll try to keep them on, but doesn't really matter either way. I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to coil once and twice and 3 and 4 times around. Then I'm going to go over my middle bead once and twice, or sorry, over the corrugated round, over the middle bead once and twice, over the next corrugated round once and twice, and then make it match on the opposite side. with those 3 little coils. And you notice that I'm in the center of the clasp here. I'm going to cut off the extra wire on the right and on the left, going in, making that be flush against the project. And then you can use a mandrel if you want to. The mandrels are usually going to be different sizes here. So you have different sizes all the way from, this one here is a 6, and it comes with a smaller one as well too. So you just want to decide how big you want to make your loop. Look at the natural curve. I'm going to make my S hook right about that big, going after that coil and bending my wire in toward the 6mm bead. Opposite side, I'm going to go into that same size loop, bend the wire toward the center. So see how that goes one way and then the other way. Here on the end, I'm going to take my wire cutter, cut down right after the middle bead on one side, cut down right after the middle bead on the other side. Taking my pliers then, we're going to go in with our needle nose plier, bend that wire back upon itself, and then pinch tight so you don't pinch onto any clothing that you may be wearing. That's on one side. Same thing on the other side. Pinching that down. Pushing those in towards the center. The more that you wear this, the stiffer it'll get. I'm going to go in and kind of pinch those ends down since I can feel that coming up. The last thing I'll do is go through, pinch down any ends that I feel. These loops that are here at the end, we're going to physically turn with our plier, physically turn with our plier. You want them facing upright. So when you put on your figure 8 clasp one way and then the other way, it sits nice and in the middle of your bracelet. If you want to do the fleur-de-lis, it's the same thing of making that loop, having the wire come out and making another loop on the side. These are simple, simple ways to do that infinity sign. Kind of looks like a butterfly also, to make stacking bracelets that are great for the holidays, great to gift give. It gives that natural homemade look. When you put this on and off, you just take it on and off that way and wear the bracelet as is with a number of different styles and ways to use that infinite design. Thanks so much for joining me in creating these fun Tiger Wire Infinity bracelets. Those loops are so easy to make once you get the hang of it, and it really is a gorgeous handmade gift. Remember, if you need supplies, want to do it with some other beads, or want to try out some different sizes and gauges of wire, look below the video in the description. Hit that little show more button in that description box and it'll get you with links back to our site. If you haven't yet, hit that little thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss anything from us here at Potomac Beads. Thanks so much for watching and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.